Hello, my precious ones. How are you guys and girls doing? I hope very good. Today I want to talk about two important questions and answers about the amount of macros. So a lot of people ask me how much protein I need to eat and how much fat I need to eat. So first of all, I have to remind you that you're a human being. You're not a robot. So we should never eat the same amount every day because every day is different. Unless you're strict and you do exactly the same activity, the same work, and you have the same exact stress level every day, that's the only case when I think you have to eat the same calories. So that's why I don't believe in calories. Like I used to use MyFitnessPal. I don't anymore because I feel that I can't. First of all, calories are not an indicator of good nutrition. And second, a lot of times I've ingested tons of calories, 6,000 a day, and I didn't gain weight when I was beginning my ketogenic diet. So we still have to figure it out, all of us together. So here is the question: how much protein I need to eat? Personally, I think we're all eating too much protein, and we don't even need to eat protein we can skip it for months and nothing happens. In fact, everything has protein, the vegetables and everything you eat pretty much has a little bit of protein, except if it's pure fat, of course. So how much protein you need to eat? Don't go over 1.5 grams if you're just beginning. 1.5 grams per 1 kilogram that you weigh. So you have to convert your pounds to kilograms, and then you divide that by 1.5 at the most. If you're an athlete or someone really on a tight eating schedule, then I would suggest 0.8 grams, like almost a gram per kilogram that you weigh. No more than that. Now, I have my best friend right now is a vegan, and I go a lot to eat out, and a lot of times I don't eat protein. So don't be afraid not to eat protein. It's fine to have just a vegetable day with little fat. Some days I don't feel like eating protein. I think protein is forming. It's a substance that forms, and if it doesn't form your body and your muscle and you don't burn it, it will form disease. So pay attention to that. We don't need to eat animal protein a lot, abuse it like we are abusing it in this society either. I think a little protein goes a long way. 2-3% of protein of your food is a lot of protein. Trust me. I was vegan for years, for 3 years, almost 2.5 years, 3 years. And for the first 6 months, I didn't ingest any protein. I didn't care about it. I was fine. No, do you know someone that died from protein depletion? I don't think so. So calm down on the protein. It's too much. We eat too much protein. Like every single meal we sit down, we need to have protein, especially those of us that eat animals. You don't need to. Especially when you become selective with your protein like me right now. I'm not very selective, but I'm becoming. And I see myself 10 years from now, I'm totally refusing to eat farmed animals. Right? Today, I do a little bit of farmed animals when the situation like it happens the way it happens. I'm not too hardcore, but I see myself 5-10 years from now not eating any farmed protein, hopefully. So farmed animals, did I say farmed protein? So that's all I wanted to say to you about the protein. Do not get obsessed. Especially, when we're babies, we need protein because we're growing, we're forming our bodies. Right now, we're adults, we're already formed. So what are you going to do, like gain a couple pounds of muscle? You have to shed the fat. The body has an intelligent way of converting what it doesn't need into muscle. Trust me. There are things about the body that none of us knows, and we won't know until 100, 200, 300, maybe 1,000 years from now. So just calm down on the protein and don't worry about it. If you don't have protein that day, don't eat protein. Skip protein many times a week, several meals, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Do not ingest a lot of protein. Skip it. Skip several meals a week. 5-6 meals a week, no protein, okay? This is my recommendation, my advice. Now, regarding fat, I had ups and downs, and right now I'm ingesting a lot of fat back because I was jet lagged from my trip, and I came back and I was like, oh, I was hungry. My body was like, I would go to sleep and then I wake up in the middle of the night hungry, because those are the hours I used to eat in Europe for 6 months. So I had trouble readapting, and I'm still readjusting. So I gained a couple pounds. It doesn't matter, don't worry. In fact, I just put my scale on the side. I worry about my health first and my mental well-being. Health is mental well-being first and foremost, not body weight. Because a mind, when it's calm and you are healthy, your brain is performing incredibly, and an incredibly performing brain never has a body that's overweight ever. Trust me. So I'm ingesting a lot of fat, and when I began the ketogenic diet, I was not counting my fat. It did collide with my carbohydrates, because there was a point where I was trying to become ketogenic and I couldn't, and I was ingesting carbs and fat together. They kind of make you gain weight. Doesn't matter. Especially I was healing my body. I was feeling I need to heal. I need to give my body what it needs. So I was focusing on high quality fats, high quality carbs, good vegetables, organic, heirloom, and wild plants and things like that. So do not worry. They will collide if you're just starting to switch from high carb diet into a low carb diet. Okay, so fats eventually they will go down, and you will notice that your body doesn't need that much. So when you start healing and your cells are recuperating and recovering, your protein, your fat needs are gonna get reduced, and also your body's gonna signal to you. As soon as you eat too much fat, it's gonna tell you I had enough. Because fat signals, I say this all the time in my first few videos, fat signals the brain, carbohydrates don't. So you can eat tons of carbohydrates and they don't signal that you're full. I used to have a hard time feeling full. Now I do feel full when I eat, because it's a lot of fat that I'm eating. So to recap, protein, you don't have to focus on protein. You can eat very little protein, or no protein is fine, unless you are very young, you're under 18 years old and you're trying to form your body. Then I suggest maybe 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram that you weigh. Don't worry, relax on the protein. You don't have to have animal protein every day. I suggest doing only 3 days of animal protein and 4 days of none. Just other protein if you can get your hands on. Well, eggs are animal protein, so I do eggs sometimes. I'll do other types of protein. I do sometimes protein shake with hemp protein and vegan proteins. So don't worry about the protein. It's too much obsession in our society. We don't need too much protein. We'll be fine. You will never die from protein depletion, and you will still form muscle, and you'll be just fine. You know, there's a huge obsession. We need to stop that, okay? Now, fats, you can eat as many as you want when you are beginning and switching. They will collide with carbs. You might gain a little weight. Don't worry, you can't go like from this down. You're gonna go, you know, the journey to health is like up and down, up and down. But eventually, when you look back 15 years from now, you're gonna see that you have been going upwards, okay? And then regarding carbohydrates, you can keep your carbs below 100 if they're healthy carbs. If they're leafy greens and low sugar veggies, and low starch, low sugar veggies, and a little bit of low sugar fruits, you can keep them under 100. If they're refined, stay under 20 grams. Because if you eat a refined, this is the point that I was pointed out at the beginning of this video. If you ingest highly refined sugars for your 20 grams of carb, or your allotted carbs, amount of carbs, you will get out of ketosis for days. If you eat 100 grams of leafy greens and you work out and you're active and it has fiber, it just disappears. You still be in ketosis. You'll secrete ketones and your body will run on ketones. So that's another question that I get a lot. No, you can't be ketogenic when you're 100 grams. You can, as long as those 100 grams are not refined sugars. There are people in ketosis with 150 grams to 200 grams. They're athletes, they burn them, and they don't do refined, because refined sugars will kick you out of ketosis for days, like I said. 2-3 days. I did it, I tested myself. Also, I highly recommend getting a glucometer to test your blood sugar levels, so you can see what, because we're all different and some sugars will affect some of us differently. I get my blood sugar spikes with the fruits, a lot of people don't. So, you know, you have to test and see for yourself. Alright, I hope this video wasn't too long. I miss you guys. I will make more videos. I'm sorry, I'm just readapting from my trip. And please give me any questions below this video. I will answer as many as I can. Lots of love. Subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like if you like it. Bye bye.